Hi, everyone. So this is kind of a random episode. I haven't had time to plan anything. So I'm sorry about that, but I know I've done other random episodes before and I think they turned out okay. So, I just had like a free, I don't know, half hour. So I thought I would record, and it's just basically, I guess, like an update on my autistic life for, anybody who gives a shit. I don't know. So if you've been following along, I did find Jelly Belly. It was across the street at Walgreens when they got the rest of their Easter shit in. So I guess I just have to look a little bit harder at these stores for the Jelly Belly. And so I got myself a bag. I should have gotten two because I'm almost done with the first bag, but it's just cheaper finding it in person than ordering it online. And they have the best flavor and texture. So for anybody who cares, I did find myself a bag. So I've mentioned before that I listen to, or not listen to, what the fuck, it's already starting. I watch reality TV because I just find people fascinating, from a distance. And one of the shows that I watch faithfully is MTV's The Challenge. I have been watching that show ever since it started. Oh my God, what has it been, like 20 years or something? And so I watch the show because I like the actual challenges that people do, like the stuff that they make these people go through to get money in the end. Oh my God, I would never be able to do the stuff that these people do. But I've been following half of them for 15 years at least because they're still playing. Anyways, so I was watching the reunion show, which is the last episode or two. And there's this I was going to say character, but she's a real person. Her name's Amber. And, this is the first time I've seen this on TV, or anywhere, I think, maybe, from somebody who is autistic, like I am, and who I could relate to, and I think is kind of, on my part of the spectrum, I guess is the best way to say it. So she's at the reunion, and she shared that she's autistic, and I had a feeling that she was, because those people fucking picked on her. I understand how she could come off as annoying, but she wasn't trying to be annoying. It's just I felt so bad for her because people were just she was always on the outs with most people, and I wondered if that was why, and turns out it is. So she just shared that she was recently diagnosed as autistic. And most of the cast was accepting. How old did she say she was? She got a diagnosis at 34 or something like that. And then Nani, if you guys know the show, Nani had said, and I like her too, but I didn't like her comment, autism doesn't define you. I just kind of cringed when she said that, because I don't know, autism defines me because I am autistic. That is me. That is everything about me. It just is. It's how I operate. It's how I think. It's how I view things. It's, just, I embrace, autism. So I didn't really care for that comment, but the fact that Amber shared that, and I don't know how far she is with the research process, but just there's people that I know, just based on that comment, I just mentioned, that don't quite understand what real autism is. And by real autism, I mean not the fucking bullshit that is out there about autism that is not true. I cried when she did that because I was just so proud of her, and this was so unexpected. I don't know how else to explain that other than I hope I see more of this, and good for her for doing that. It'll be interesting to see like how her sharing her diagnosis affects her relationships with the rest of the cast, like going forward, because I'm sure she'll be back for like more seasons. But that was just so touching. Like, I just want to see more of that. And yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I just got emotional and I was like, oh my God, like she just did such a brave thing. And she did it on TV with like millions of people watching her. And here I am struggling with like a fucking podcast. So I don't know, like kudos to her. I would love to see more of that. So moving right along to, I figured something out about myself over was it this past weekend? Dry mouth. I'm sure I've had it the whole time. Hold on. So gross. Maybe, I don't know when it was. Not this past weekend. Maybe, I don't know when the fuck it was, but I was going shopping. And like, if you've been following along, I'm doing the shopping for Alicia and I. And I've only been doing this by myself for like, I don't know, if like maybe 6 weeks or something. It feels longer than that, but I don't think it's that much longer. It was when she started back up with her next semester, for grad school. And it had maybe just a month. I don't know. I'm bad with time. But anyways, like the first 2-3 times I went, I was just in a panic the whole time. Like, I was just trying to get through it. I think I've shared before, like, what one of the experiences was like. But then the last time that I went, oh, it was bad. Like, I at least got everything that was on my list. But there was just people there, and I had a full shopping cart. Basically, I came to the conclusion as I was on my way to the checkout line that I cannot do a full grocery shop in one day. If it's just me doing it, like I can't do it. So, because I was telling Alicia this when I got home, and I said, I'm not trying to like make you feel bad, or like, I'm not expecting you to be like, I'll help, even though she did offer that. I just told her that, I'm just going to have to go 2 days, do half on one day and then half on the next day. And she's like, well, I mean, like that's going twice and like that's more work, but like it's one of those things where like it is actually less work on me because I think I focus more on like my state of mind. Like, I mean, I just got back from Wegmans actually just now because like I was running out of fruit water, because regular water tastes like shit. So, and I was there for like 15 minutes, just grabbed a couple of things and like left. And I don't know, like, I don't mind going out a few times a week. It's just to the store that I always go to, and it's less stressful if I'm only going for like a handful of things. So I was telling her this, and I think she understands, but like, I can't just sit there and be like, do you really understand? Do you really know how this feels for me? Like, I mean, really, do you get it? Like, I can't go into all that right now because she's still going through like her own shit. So I think she has more of an understanding than maybe I think that she does, but it's the truth. Like, I got home and these fucking grocery shopping trips like put me into like a fucking hot flash mode. Oh God. It's like you go outside because it's like 20 degrees out. And you've got your hoodie and stuff like that. Then you get into the store and you get hot flashes and you have all your shit on. And like, what am I going to do? Strip in the middle of the fucking store? No. So I just keep all my clothes on. Well, you should keep your clothes on. But I mean, I kept like my hoodie on and the hat that I was wearing because it just was what it was. And I just got drenched in sweat. Like, it's just been like... God, I just wish that this wasn't such an issue for me. So rather than dwell on the sadness that I can't just go and do a regular grocery shopping trip, I don't know. I just have to accept it. Like, how the fuck do people with kids do this? How do you guys that have kids, how do you do this? Like, I know some people go once every 2 weeks, and I never understood that. Now I do. those are the ones that have like, a bunch of kids and stuff. Like, yeah, like I don't even like going once a week for just myself and one other person. I can't even imagine having to do that every week for like a handful of people. Jeez. So yeah, like I totally get it, but I don't know. I just have to accept that like the most I can tolerate is one store at a time and only half of what's on the list. It feels weird to say that, but I'm okay with that. And it was actually, oh, this is really bad. Hold on. Oh, dry mouth. So sorry. What was I saying? Something about, I don't know. I was talking about, well, anyways, this is just my mind right now. I just came from outside, so you guys know how that is. It's like you come back to your safe space and like you're just trying to brush the fucking world off of you so you can feel normal again. But anyways, I am super glad that I just figured that out on my own rather than just put myself through this stress every fucking week. And it's true, like it's just like with the fucking ham and potato soup episode that I did. Where to Alicia, it seems like I'm doing more work. And I guess to anybody, else, it could seem on the outside looking in that that's more work, like going to the store multiple times versus just getting it over with in one day. That is so much less work for my state of mind because that means that like I don't have to spend a few hours just trying to get back to normal from simply going to the grocery store. Now, like, that time's way less. Way less. Did you hear that? My talking sucks. And this, I don't know if I mentioned this or if it even, like, really matters, but there's one lane at Wegmans that I always stand in if it's open, and that's the handicapped lane because it's twice the size of the other lanes. And the other lanes are so tiny that like you have to go before your cart, put your shit on the conveyor belt, and then hope the person behind you backs up while you come back out and push it. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I think you know what I mean, hopefully. And why are they that fucking small? Like, just do away with half of them and like put them together or something. Like, I don't know. But anyways, so I'm standing in like that aisle. The one time, what was it, like I don't know when it was, a couple weeks ago, and one of the workers was like, oh, this one's open now, you can go over here, and I'm like, I'd rather just stay here, and he gave me this look, and I was like, I like this line better, and there was still somebody ahead of me with, like, a full grocery cart of stuff. I was willing to stand and wait because that's how much I like that line. And then today I was there and I had like not a lot of stuff, but I was like in a line, that was kind of long, and it wasn't the handicapped one because that one was closed, which makes no sense because handicapped people can go in there anytime. So like, why wouldn't you always have one open? I don't know. That's just weird. But anyways, one of the employees came and got me and she's like, oh, the self checkout, there's a couple of those stations open. And I just looked at her and I was like, that's cool. And she's like, well, would you like to go and do that? And I was like, well, no, because if I did, I would have already been over there doing that. And I don't want to do it. So I am willing to wait for somebody else to do it. But thank you. And I think I sounded like a bitch because just I didn't like the look on her face. Oh, being nice is so hard. And sometimes I just fail at it. But like, I mean, it's one thing to be like, would you like to go in this line that's shorter? It's another thing to ask somebody to go from a line that they're waiting for, like an actual employee to do the work that they're paid to do. Like, and then, oh, do you want to go into like another line with a paid employee doing what they need to be doing? Like, you don't just offer somebody to go from like waiting in that kind of a line to like self-checkout. Like, what the fuck? Is that too much to ask for? Am I looking at that strangely? I don't know. It's just weird to me that people do that. And plus, like, for the people that have vision, they can look around and easily see which lines are shorter, which ones are longer. So, like, I don't think they need the assistance that you think they need to usher them to a different line. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bitch. But anyways, and I don't do self-checkout because, no, I've done that before when, like, Walmart started that shit. And they advertised it as like, you can just get out of the store quicker. You don't have to wait in all these lines. Well, guess what? It feels like I'm doing the work that like you're supposed to pay somebody at your store to do for me. And that sounds like such an asshole thing to say. I'm so sorry, but that's just how I feel. I mean, unless you go to like Aldi's where it's expected that you bag your own groceries, that's different. That's their precedent. That's what they do. I have no problem with that. But like if I go to a store and there's people that are being paid to do it, like, I don't know, I'm just going to go to them. But anyways, like, and I would go through these self-checkouts and like one time it wasn't working, another time like there was a fucking issue, and then you have to hope that there's somebody hanging around. Like it always seemed like whenever I had an issue with the machine, I could not find an employee. But when I was doing just fine, like there was one hovering over me to make sure like I wasn't stealing shit. Like what the fuck is up with people? But I don't do self-checkout. It is not because I'm lazy. It's because I am afraid that I'm not going to know how to use the fucking machine, or that I'm accidentally going to like, I don't know, like I don't want to, that's too stressful for me. And then people are watching me that work there to make sure I'm not pocketing like the fucking Hershey's chocolate bar I got. I don't know. Like, it's just too much. It's just too much pressure. I don't like self-checkout. And that's so strange because there's other people that just don't like it because they don't want to do the work and that's it. But I, of course, have all these other issues tied to self-checkout. Anyways, what else? There's a windshield crack in my windshield, and I don't know what happened because I don't really go anywhere. Yesterday I went out, and I don't know what, I didn't notice anything when I got in my car, so like part of me wonders if like something happened when I was at like the store, like Walgreens. Like there's only like a handful of stores I go to. And so yesterday it was Walgreens, and I got back in my car and I looked up at my windshield, and there was like it was one of those cracks where you couldn't feel it on the outside or the inside. It was like right in the middle of the glass. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like you could just see it spidering out. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it hit my windshield. And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't fucking need this right now. So, like, I took a picture of it and I sent it to Alicia, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is like a crack. And what did she do? When she got home, she went online to the insurance that we go through and found a company they were, like, connected with. So, basically, she made the appointment for us to just drop my car off on Saturday so that they can fix the windshield for free. Not really for free, but because we pay for like that windshield shit in the insurance every month, so we don't have to pay a deductible. But I just thought that was the nicest thing. I was like, oh my God, like you took care of that for me. And she's like, well, yeah, I mean, like, you didn't want to, right? And I was like, well, no, but I wouldn't have done anything about it for at least a couple of days. I would have just thought about, oh man, I got to do something about this, until I worked up enough whatever to do it. So that was really cool that she did that. And like, I really appreciate things like that, because what she makes look easy is so fucking hard for me to do. But anyways, I think that's enough rambling. Maybe there's some stuff in here you can relate to. That's all I've got for right now. Yeah, I feel bad sometimes for doing episodes like this, because it's like, is there a point? But I've listened to other people do random episodes, and like, I don't know. Well, if you're still listening, I guess that's a good thing, right? I don't know. Well, maybe I'll be back this week. Maybe I won't. It's not like you guys are chomping at the bit or champing at the bit or whatever. Champing at the bit. Who the fuck says that? That's the correct way to say it. Champing at the bit? It should be chomping at the bit. Like, now I'm just talking to myself about nothing. Okay, thank you for listening. If you got this far, I appreciate it very much. I probably need a nap or something. So, okay, goodbye.